Good afternoon. My name is Zachariah Woogen. However, many of my classmates may be cringing as I say that, for I more commonly go by Woogie. I hail from the magical and untouched land of New Jersey. It's an honor to be up here addressing you today. I would like to thank my classmates for providing me with this opportunity. I would like to thank everyone for coming. Parents, teachers, graduate fellows, alumni, Conserve School alum, the soon-to-be, Kidnet staff, all the staff members, friends, family, everyone that's come out today. This semester has been full of a variety of unique people. We have some differences among us. For instance, we may not be able to agree on whether it's pronounced bagel or bagel, or whether in Drawn to Nature we prefer to listen to Simon and Garfunkel or Peter, Paul, and Mary, or whether we play Knockout or Lightning. It is Knockout, but in spite of these differences, we can all agree that our time here has changed each and every one of us. What shocked me the most, looking back in the semester, is that this place took many of the things which I hold to be true in this world and twisted the definitions of even the most basic concepts. Time. Time is how long it takes. Time is how you measure what you've got left. Coming here has contorted the very meaning of the word time, or at least for me. Yes, our semester went by quickly, and it feels like just yesterday that we were rewriting the Wilderness Act in English and history class and tipping our canoes over in field instruction. So while it seemed like the time we've had here was too little, I realized that time also moved slower here. The days were longer. Sure, time flies when you're having fun, but we weren't just using this place to have fun. We were taking it and squeezing it for every last drop. We could, in a given day, go hiking, canoeing, swimming, play guitar around the campfire, play ultimate frisbee, and watch one of Aaron's famed montages. Then it would be 10:45 p.m., curfew. Time for us to go into our rooms and say goodbye to that day, eagerly awaiting the next. And we would stand in our doorways and continue talking to each other, squeezing the last drop out of that day. We always looked forward to the next day, whether it was a weekday or a weekend, with a childlike sense of excitement. We never knew what another day here would hold. We just knew that it would be great. Time here means something different. It is both fast and slow. Being here has also taught me to think about another concept in an entirely new light. I never knew that learning could come from paddling a canoe, that the wild places in this world could teach me a thing or two. I was arrogant, but now I know. Now I understand that true learning often doesn't only come from a classroom, but it comes from camping alone or raising monarchs, from sitting at my phenology spot, the 5-Lake Loop, Wilderness Demons Project, planting bulbs in the garden. All of these things, which I will always be thankful for, gave new meaning to learning. Asking questions, demanding answers, acting on our passions, learning about trail maintenance, campsite management, bees, cooking, gardening, compost, and then doing. Learning by doing. Experiential learning, as a certain history teacher of ours would say in his best Abe Lincoln impression, or worse, his Honor Shackleton impression. Proceeding on. Experiential learning is what has defined a good amount of my time here. Learning by doing. So there was time, how much we had left, and here we are at the end. This does not mean that our time together has ended. My definition of the word family is what got bent the most here. We are a family. A family has shared love for one another. I hope that we've all discovered this by both giving and receiving. Family is close. We know each other, admittedly a little too well. Together we have learned, together we have played, together we have succeeded, and together we have learned from our failures. This family that we have built here is a special breed of family. We have learned from each other respect, kindness, and a variety of other virtues that many people in this world have seemed to have simply forgotten about. More importantly, we now know and fully understand what it means to be a part of a high-functioning community. We have learned to love each other. We have shared the joy of play together and taught each other that we aren't yet grown up. Truthfully, I don't think that any of us are ready to grow up. And hey, we don't need to. After all, Conserve School is a school for children. The world is in fact a playground. Our lives, what we make them. Our future, a sandbox. Our imagination, the driving force for creation. I would like to now present a metaphor. About a week and a half ago, we learned in field instruction how to cross-country ski. Prior to this, I had never skied before, but I heard about how great it was. Before coming to Conserve, I had only heard about how great the school was, but knew very little about it otherwise. Once I got on the ski boots, clicked into those skis, and held those poles, there was a sense of novelty. It was something new. New felt good. In the first couple of days and weeks of clicking in here at Conserve, there's a feeling of everything being new. Coming home from school and being surrounded by your friends. Being entirely independent, away from home, away from parents, away from our sending schools. We were excited by the novelty of living on such a beautiful campus, doing what we want and being able to go outside all the time. Once I got over the novelty of the skis, I was able to start learning. In terms of Conserve, I grew and learned quite a bit in just those first few weeks. After learning the basics of cross-country skiing, the kick and the glide, and the squashing of the bug and the double pull, and the intentional falling, I got into a rhythm, synchronizing the quasi-natural motions of my arms and legs. After we all went through the basic learning stage here at Conserve, we began to get into a rhythm. Rhythms can be both good and bad. Getting into a rhythm makes you feel comfortable. We have learned that rhythms and patterns can help you survive, as in the stories of deep survival. However, rhythms can be very dangerous because you often get so comfortable that you forget the basics. You forget to reflect on what you were doing right and what you were doing wrong. When I got into too much of a rhythm while skiing, I forgot the basics and I fell. While I fell literally when skiing, I fell mentally here at Conserve when I realized that we would have to leave this place at some point and how it would just be the end of the world as I knew it. But then I pulled myself back up and realized that I still have a lot left to learn, and I can't stop now. We are leaving and we will lose this place physically. But in our hearts, Lowenwood will always remain. We will never forget Sylvania as well. We all share the fond memory of that snowy winter day that we hiked into Sylvania. For me, this is when I began to understand what winter was. It reminds me of a quote. Along with rising and falling water, winter is a province of wind. When the sea breath and mountain roar bend the hemlocks of these hills, the birds hang on as best they can. John Bates taught us about the birds hanging on as best they could. Plus, he taught us how to push, psh, psh, psh. But that quote isn't from him. It's a quote from a book called Sky Time in Gray's River, Living for Keeps in a Forgotten Place, by Dr. Robert Michael Pyle, or Bob Pyle. Anyways, back to Lowenwood. It will always remain in our hearts. Likely more potent, however, will be the special place in our hearts we keep for our family. We will never forget our family. We will never lose our family. As I stand here before you, I know that this is an opportunity for me to say goodbye to my family. But I don't want my last words to be goodbye or see ya. I want to say that all of our futures are as bright and shiny as Andy's head. No, I'm sorry, that's not it. I want to say don't give up. Don't give up on what you want. Don't give up on what you need. Don't give up on your dreams, your hopes. Don't give up on finding solutions. Don't give up on learning. Don't give up on trying. Most importantly, don't give up on playing. Because if you give up and stop trying, then there's nothing left. Then what's the point? It's a simple message, yet it seems all too often to escape our lives and float into oblivion. But we can't let that happen. We need to remember, don't give up on what you believe in. Never give up. Thank you.